Okay, the first range of drums that we introduced when we returned to British manufacture were introduced at NAMM in Los Angeles earlier this year, and these are called the Aviation series. They're very special drums. They're birch at the core, and they have Georgian oak on the inside and the outside ply. There's 3 drums in the range. There's a 14 by 5 1/4, 14 by 6 3/4, and a 14 by 7 1/4. You'll notice that they've all got the lug locks that we talked about on the previous drum, but also what we have is a very special lug. The 3 drums in the range are named after very, very famous British planes. The drum here is the Hurricane, the drum down here is the Spitfire, and the big drum here is the Lancaster. All of the drums feature a brand new painted lug, which is again solid steel, but the lug is effectively the nose cone of the Spitfire and Lancaster engines, the Merlin engine. These drums were designed again to be very, very sensitive, but they were designed to be a great all-round drum. Okay, the next drum we're going to have a look at from our new British collection range is the Vintage series. This is a birch and mahogany blend. It's birch on the inside, mahogany on the outside, and a mahogany inner liner as well. This has got a very traditional approach to the manufacture. We're using 45-degree rounded over bearing edges to give that real 60s, 50s, 40s, the vintage sound that lots of drummers are looking for. It's a perfect drum for jazz, swing, and the more heritage-based music, really. 24 karat gold lugs, as we said. Again, they're the same lug as on XC, solid steel. And also on this drum, we're using our new tuning lock system, which is basically a screw-in system that once you've tuned your drum, you just engage the tuning lock, and the drum will stay in tune far longer as a result. One of the problems with tuning locks is that in the past many of them of this sort of type have been made of steel. The problem with that is if it's a steel tuning lock and you go to tune the tension rod and you forget that you've got your tuning lock in place, they can strip the lug. These are plastic, they're a very hard compound plastic, but if you forget it's on, the tension rod will still turn within the lug and within the tuning lock, so there's no damage done. It's a very special drum indeed. What we decided that we wanted to develop was the best heavy rock snare drum that had ever been built, really. And what we were looking for, generally when people approach heavy metal, they're looking for a steel or a brass snare drum. We wanted to make a snare drum out of birch, which is the wood that Premier are very famous for. So we had to look at this really quite scientifically, because once you make a drum this depth out of birch or out of wood in particular, you get lots of overtones, you tend to lose attack, you get volume, but you tend to lose attack. They can become very ringy as well, almost tommy to a certain extent. What we have here is a very, very thick ply. It's 31 ply. It's vertical grain birch, and it's got an outer ply of Georgian oak that we stain in this sort of chocolate black finish. What we had to do, the approach to the drum, once you create with vertical grain, you're sending the sound through the drum 4 to 5 times faster than a horizontal grain drum. So you've got the sounds traveling a lot faster within the drum, so the air needs to move out. Generally, in most drums, you see one breather hole, one air hole. On this one, you'll see they're on every single panel. This is to allow the air to escape, to make the drum extremely sensitive, and to give us the volume that you need for heavy rock music. This is a truly outstanding drum. So far, this has been the snare drum of the show for Premier. Okay, that's about it. Thank you very much for visiting our stand today. Thank you to Planet Drum for coming along to film it. We hope you all enjoyed what you saw. Enjoy Premier drums. Enjoy the rest of the day.